It is him! Hi everyone, I'm going to react to My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 16, The Hellish Todoroki Family Part 2. Which one was Part 1? Was that the one where they invited Deku and Bakugo to dinner? And then Natsu stormed out. Was that the Part 1? I forgot. But last episode, all for one, he escaped prison. And then he released Muscular Overhaul. And I think, because as I was editing the episode, I'm like, there was this guy, right? In the episode. Then I'm like, who's that guy in the corner? There was this person with black hair that was sitting on the ground, his head down in the corner of the screen. I'm like, who's that dude? And then as people were escaping, the prisoners were escaping their rooms and everything, they zoomed in on this particular person. And I asked myself, okay, who are you? During that episode. But as I was editing the episode, I'm like, wait a freaking second. Is that Stain? And then I asked myself, okay, is Stain actually dead? Because, he was just like, ugh. And then, so I'm like, is he actually dead? I had to Google that. And then they said, no, he's not actually dead. So I'm like, oh, that could be Stain. Like his eyes and everything. I'm like, what? If Stain is if that was Stain, I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that happened. And then, there's a whole lot of unrest and people wanting their pound of flesh, especially when it comes to Endeavour. And Bakugo woke up and he learned that Deku is still not waking up. He's sort of like in a coma. He's not showing any signs of waking up. And he's like, if he dies, he'll kill him. Oh, Bakugo. So yeah. Oh, and then at the end there, the Todoroki family, like the mom and then the two siblings, they showed up to see Shoto in the hospital. Like, I'm excited to see how that whole scene is gonna play out. So yeah, that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have a reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/feelingmini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go. With the title of this episode being The Hellish Todoroki Family Part 2, I'm like, when the heck are they gonna come in? Because it felt like this whole episode was about, not the whole episode, but most of the episode was about Hawks. So I'm like, the Todoroki family stuff only came in like the last few minutes. So I'm like, why is the whole episode named like that? But okay. I would love to say that I felt bad for Endeavour in that last scene, but not really. Because like he said, he brought this on himself. And I can tell that he's really feeling guilty about it. Like he's really feeling regretful about everything that he's done. But he didn't. I wasn't feeling bad for him. That scene was funny though. When Endeavour was like just remembering how when his kids were in danger, he couldn't move, he couldn't do anything, and then there was tears in his eyes, and you see Shoto about to say Oyaji, and then he saw him crying. He's like, I'm not doing with this. He just closed the door. That was so funny. Oh my goodness, that was so funny. And then the door opened back up, and then first you see the kids, and he Endeavour starting to apologize, and he's like his regret came too late and all that. And then you see the mom coming with blue flower in his hand, in her hands, and they're like, they need to talk about their family and about Toya. And yeah, the secret about Endeavour coming out, that's, I guess, what has, the faith that people had in heroes were being chipped away little by little, with the arrival of the Nomus and then Shigaraki and the League of Villains, and the fact that the heroes were not able to capture all of them, stop them. The villains kept chipping away little by little the trust that the general public had in the heroes. But it came to a head when the Secret by Endeavour came out. That's what made everything even worse. And now, because their faith in the heroes are, some people still believe, a few still believe, but a lot of them don't. And now they are not relying on the heroes to save them. And now they're going out there and buying support items so that they can protect themselves. But because they're not trained in using those items, when a villain comes and they try to defend themselves, they cause a whole lot of damage. And then other people are getting caught in it. And that's why when the Cider House villain was in that store, and then the store owner came out with the support items, and then you see the hero wash trying to get there, but he didn't get there fast enough, and there was a whole lot of damage that happened. And then the people that were caught in it, one of them was like, where were you? Why did it take you so long to get here? So there's that. Then there are heroes that are retiring. Like they said, the number 9 hero basically retired in front of everybody. And I felt bad when he was walking out of the stage, and then there was the one person that was telling him that he was his fan or something. I felt bad for that particular fan, because I feel like in that particular situation, that person still had faith in that hero, but then he quit. So it's like you're just abandoning these people. Yes, there are people that are not okay with you guys anymore, but then there are still people that still believe in you, and you are abandoning those people. So I felt bad for that particular person. So you have these heroes that are retiring, that are closing their agencies, like when Best Jeanist and Hawks, when they were going their way, and then there were these villains that were attacking, and then Best Jeanist double back and captured those heroes, the glutton whatever, stupid. And then he captured them, and then they're like, okay, where's the nearest police station and the nearest hero agency or whatever? And then the people, they were like, the police are just like out there trying to help people, they're not here. And then there were no more hero agency no more heroes in the, I guess, in that particular location, no more heroes, because of how when the public turned on them, they closed shop and left. And it's like, I feel like this is where, because toward the end there, they were talking about how the definition of what a hero is. Like, I'm forgetting exactly how they said it. Yeah, they said something about excuse me, that it was in these times that people are asking themselves once again what it means to be a hero. So I feel like this is the time for Deku and the other kids, from class A, class B, like those young upstart heroes to make their mark in the world, you know. People have lost faith in those heroes that have already been established and everything. They loved All Might. There's no way that they're never gonna love All Might. But All Might was this big hero of hope. And now when they lost him, everything started going downhill. So their faith in their heroes have just like it's been shot. And now I feel like it's gonna be time for these new young upstart heroes that still have that dream, that hope, that still want to help make the world a better place. It's going to be time for them to show these people that have lost faith in their heroes what it actually means to be a hero, like a true hero, you know. And I cannot wait to see that happen. And then as I was going through the episode, I saw Stain. I'm like, what? What? He was going after Endeavour, you know. He's like, you are a fake hero. He's known that since the beginning. And now the whole world knows it, you know. And now that, well, I'm not going to say Endeavour is kaput, but, you know, he's hurt right now. But, like, what is going to be... I know Stain has... His thing is just getting rid of those fake heroes, right? What other fake hero is he going to be going after? You know? So it's like, what is he going to do now? You see him in the room, you see his sword, and you see the gleam in his eyes and the smile and everything. So I'm like, what are you going to do right now? What other fake hero are you going to go after? You know? You know he sees Shoto and, well, Deku he acknowledges as being a real hero or on the verge of being a real hero. Either way, he acknowledges Deku. Shoto as well. Either in the particular moment he was just like consumed with revenge. You know? I don't quite remember if he acknowledged him at the end or whatever. But either way, Deku is number one. He's not gonna go after Deku. Why am I even talking about this? I don't know. I'm just excited to see what Stain is going to do. Because like I said before, the Stain saga has been my favorite of all of My Hero Academia. You know. So to see him back again and see what he might do, I'm excited for that. What else happened this episode? They talked about how they faked Best Jeanist's death. Right? There was these people, scientific people, hospital, whatever, that did surgery on Best Jeanist to make him look like he's dead, to make him feel like he's dead, even though he wasn't totally. And that was his real body that was there, you know, because Hawk said that they would not be, Dabi especially would not be tricked with a fake body, you know, or a body that's made to look like Best Jeanist. So it has to be really him. And they had to go through all that whole surgery stuff. And then they wanted to, they said they were going to preserve Best Jeanist's body until they need it for something. But Hawks, he found sometime, he woke Best Jeanist up without the villains knowing. And that's how he was able to heal enough and come to the battlefield when the time came. So yeah, and then they told the story of Hawks about his father who killed someone over a small amount of money. I'm like, it never makes sense to me, killing someone over small change. Like killing someone, period, is like it doesn't make sense to me. But over small change, okay, he killed that person and then he went into hiding. The mom had hit him, and then they had Ken. What was his name again? Ken. Oh, they had Hawks. The father was clearly abusive. Hawks kept seeing All Might and Endeavour on the TV, and then the time came. The mom doesn't really do anything. Doesn't really do any work. Like, how you hide it? I'm like, so Endeavour is the one that captured the father, which solidified Endeavor's in Hawk's mind as his savior and why he looks up to him so much. And then because the father got captured, the mom is like, okay, we need to leave here or they're gonna find us. Then they leave there, and they were just, was it a train station? Where what the heck was it? They were just out there in the open, and people were just walking by. I couldn't help but make the comparison. When you see people looking at them and then just walking past them, I couldn't help but make the comparison to Shigaraki after he killed his family, and then he was walking in the street, and there were these people that were just looking at him and not helping him and just like passing by him. I couldn't help but make the comparison. So they were there. The mom was trying to push Hawks into basically stealing, doing something, I don't know, to bring them money. And Hawks did not want to do that. He kept trying to push them to go to the police station and everything. But then the organization that took care of Hawks, they approached them and they wanted to, basically take care of them and get Hawks because his abilities is going to be whatever. So they're the ones that were taking care of the mom, and Hawks made Hawks who he was. And now the leader of the organization, like the organization is like kaput. So he's like, he's not going to be getting any more orders from them. And then they went back to the house, I guess, where the mom was living. And that's how Dabi knew who Hawks was, like his backstory, the fact that his father was a villain in Wana, because the mom is the one that told him, And Hawks felt like it was also his fault. He caused that to happen because I guess after that organization got hold of him, he just left his mom behind. He has not gone back to see her or anything, so the mom didn't actually feel like any sort of loyalty, I guess, to Hawks enough to keep that secret from being revealed, So he felt that it was his fault, and then he was also said that he was glad that that secret is out. And then he touched on Obaigawara twice. He talked about Twice, and the fact that Twice was a really good person. That's why when he killed him, I'm not getting over that. I don't think I'm ever gonna get over that, And then he's like, he wants to be someone like him. He wants to help people because that's what he wanted to do in his last moments. In Twice's last moment, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to help his friends. And he's like, Hawks is like, okay, he wants to be that kind of person and help people. So I'm like, okay, I guess Twice changed them, I guess. I'm still not okay with him being with Hawks killing Twice. I just remember when I first saw Hawks and how excited I was about him and everything. And now it's not that I hate him, but now he's indifferent. I'm indifferent to him, But yeah, so was there anything else in this episode? I don't think there was anything else this episode. Let me try to scroll through real quick. Hey, yeah, nothing else. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see more reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/FearLemini. You can also see the full length for this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. This floor is sky down, baby culture, chi chi chi, go never forget me love.